Welcome to the Delaware Mortgage Rate Weekly Mortgage Market Update for the week of October 28th, 2013. Hello, I'm John Thomas with Primary Residential Mortgage here to give you an update. Well, last week was certainly a good week for mortgage rates. Delaware mortgage rates moved to the lowest level in 4 months, and that was after the September jobs report was released last week. Spiked the mortgage bonds higher, mortgage rates dropped to a 4-month low. So if you've been waiting to get out there and refi or waiting to get your purchase price, now is a great time. Rates just dropped to the low 4s again. Haven't seen this for 4 months. So get out there, get under contract, lock that rate in, or get your refi and lock the rate. If you look at the bond chart on the screen, you can see that mortgage rates moved higher last week and the previous week, and then the big jump higher was the 50 basis point jump after September jobs report, moved rates higher. Now, we've been trading in a sideways pattern since then, and we are recommending cautiously floating your Delaware mortgage rate to start the week. Heading into the Wednesday where we have the Federal Reserve, we're going to release their minutes, so we're going to cautiously float into that. If you like the rate you got, though, certainly great time to lock it in. Now, if we dig into the economic news, the Labor Department released the September 2013 jobs report last week, and that came out very disappointing. Only showed 148,000 jobs created for September, well below the expectation of 183,000 jobs. Now, that was great news for mortgage bonds, jumped 40 basis points on the news, but that's bad news for the economy. The unemployment rate actually dropped to 7.2%, but it was not because of people going back to work, because the labor force participation rate stayed exactly the same as the previous month at 63.2%. That's a 35-year low. So the drop in unemployment is because people stopped looking for jobs or took part-time jobs. So bad numbers for the jobs report help mortgage bonds. Now, weekly initial jobless claims came out on Thursday. More bad news there. Claims came out at 350,000. That was higher than the 340,000 expected, and that is reversed the trend of lower claims. We were down just under 300,000 claims. Now we're back to the mid 300,000. If you look at the chart on the screen, the red line there shows that we are now having a trend of higher jobless claims, not lower, which has been the trend for the last couple months. So again, more bad news for the labor market that's supporting the bond market, helping mortgage rates, but it's not helping an economic recovery for the U.S. Now, the S&P, though, the S&P 500 index hit an all-time record high of 1,754 last week. So usually bad economic news, bad stock market, but the stock market is rallying on a quantitative easing going to continue. The U.S. Federal Reserve is pumping money into the economy to try and help it. They were talking about tapering that program, but with the government shutdown, they're going to keep pumping the money into at least next year that help rally the stock market. So you can see there's an all-time record high set. Back in the low was set, as you can see, at 666, was back in the middle of the recession in 2009. So we've really bounced off of that. Stock market's doing really good. But be careful. When the quantitative easing starts to end, you may see the stock market pull back, maybe even crash, because the market's been on this high of the quantitative easing. Now, in housing news, the Federal Housing Finance Agency announced it would delay implementation of lowering the loan limits. They were talking about lowering the loan limits for conventional loans. Right now, currently in Delaware, the max is $417,000. After that, you got to get a jumbo loan. So it's going to stay the same at least for the next 6 months. So that's great news. Now, in the local news, the next free first-time homebuyer seminar is Saturday, November 16th. That's in Newark, Delaware at the Christiana Hilton Hotel from 10 a.m. to noon. You can register for that event by giving us a call in the office at 302-703-0727 or online, www.delawarehomebuyerseminar.com. Look forward to seeing you next week.